It's game 3 of the NBA Finals. The game is in Indiana, and the Indiana Pacers come away victorious. How does that make me feel? Well, let me just say, it's not great, but it's a fact of life. The Indiana Pacers won 116-107 over the Oklahoma City Thunder. It's Staches and Glasses. The podcast is back in your life with my cohort, Justin Waters, Jay Watts. What's up, man? We both watched this game from afar.
The facts of life. The facts of life.
It was a great show. My brother actually went to school with one of those chicks.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Shout out your brother.
Yeah.
Pimp. I mean, was surprised, but then not crazy. I thought the Pacers will come out, but the way in which they won was a little bit more alarming to my, like that OKC is just a sound better team. But the Pacers showed some they're other guys. And then Halliburton was aggressive tonight and clear difference. So yeah, today was, I thought the Pacers could win, but kind of the way they did it and that bench, man. If that bench outperforms OKC's in for some trouble. We'll see game 4. It's good check time.
Yeah.
So we'll see.
We live in a world where the Indiana Pacers, the underdog in every series they've been in this far in the playoffs, is up 2-1 on the MVP, Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, and the Oklahoma City Thunder, the team that dominated basically everybody all season.
Yeah.
And it's I'm tripping out, dude. I'm tripping out.
It seems like they threw everybody to guard Shai and just to run his ass to the ground. And, excuse me, maybe that was their plan, was like, hey, let's let the other guys beat us kind of thing, but we are going to run everybody as Shai and make him work like a horse. And
he still got his.
He did.
He still scored 24 points
He
at
did.
8 boards.
Yeah.
It was a good Shai game.
Yeah, and Jay Will showed up. He did have some turnovers and a little bit. Sometimes the shot selection shows his youth, I think, a little bit. But he played well, but it was all those other guys. Chet had 13 the first quarter and then kind of disappeared. He had 5 points after, but they were kind of whatever points, wasn't really a factor. I didn't see him at all. I felt like in the third quarter, second quarter, third quarter, and the fourth quarter. And that's not great. That Caruso played good, but again he had a terrible turnover late, and that's where McConnell's energy kind of came through.
That was the other thing, is that turnovers.
Yeah.
OKC
had a lot.
Yeah.
So
19 turnovers total. They had something like 7 in the first quarter alone. So they weren't taking care of the ball the way that they should. They conceded 21 points off of turnovers, which isn't great.
No.
Yeah, and guys like Mathurin and McConnell were showing up big in this game.
Yeah, Mathurin had
he was unconscious. He had a career high. I think. Let's see.
That was a career playoff high for sure. I'm coming out.
Now,
I want the world to know. That was him today.
That was 27.
That was in his iPod.
27 points, 9 of 12 from the field, 2 of 3 from 3, 7 of 8 from the line.
Yeah.
Plus 16, plus minus.
Yeah, that was huge. Yeah, that was huge.
Yeah.
Geez. To have a game like that off your bench is
huge. And McConnell is just a burst of energy off the bench. He didn't have a lot of great stats today. Like, things on paper were great.
Important. Yeah.
They were good assists, but these aren't the things that you look at the stat sheet and say, wow, this guy balled out that game. He's just a different. And this is the kind of thing the analytics don't really tell, is that McConnell's energy coming off the pine is more than what anybody else has on the court, and he just it's a different vibe, it's a different feel, and you could see it in OKC's defense. They're throwing everything at him, and he's getting around him, and like you said, dropping dimes to guys who are in the right position at the right time, and he's getting them to the right spots. And McConnell's a game changer, really, when it comes to India.
You got to try to snuff him early, or to not give him any momentum, because he already comes into the game jacked up off Mountain Dew, right? He's ready to go. So
he had some Monster Energy drinks, and he was just like, "Hey, man, I'm just gonna come in here and I'm gonna fuck shit up, McConnell style."
Literally, he comes in like that. So if he already comes in at that level, and you give him any confidence, then it's like Macho Man off 6 lines. I mean, how it's hard to control that, or even not even that. It's just the energy he brings, and then like the crowd feeds off of that. His other players are feeding off of that, and then it's just one of those things where, like you said, his impact is way. I mean, just the presence on the court, which is not stat driven, outweighed whatever numbers he put down, and that's usually. I mean, that shows the sign of a great bench guy who could come in and inject life like that into your team, and especially with that second that their bench today did all the heavy lifting. Their starters were steady, of course, and then Halliburton had his double. If he scores 20 and 10, they're really hard to beat.
My cat's back. He wants to say hi to the podcast.
What up? What up?
What up? Look at this little asshole. He doesn't come to me at all throughout the day. Like, just leaves me alone, unless he needs to eat or something. But as soon as I do the podcast, he's hopping up on my desk. Just waiting for me to pick him up.
Look at him, resident cat.
Yeah.
In his past life, he was around the radio, dude. You never know.
Yeah.
You never know, man.
That cat actually stinks. I don't know. I need to bait that thing. Anyway, Pacers Thunder, a series that is now in favor of the Indiana Pacers for the second time in this finals. It's a trip to me. I don't know what's going on. Maybe I'm cursed. Maybe it's a me thing. Like I have such bad luck that, and I think it's because maybe I'm a Knicks fan. Like I just have the worst luck to where the Indiana Pacers of all teams, is now killing it in the finals, and it's inexplicable to me.
It's I mean, the way that they're constructed is it works. I mean, they have the mix and personality of guys that play off each other that don't. I mean, there's no two guys who, at least at the top end guys, the stars, there's not two of them who really play the same way, right? Halliburton plays his way, obviously, as a point guard. Nembhard, he's like a typical shooting guard, plays good defense, can handle the ball if he needs to. He'll shoot, but he's not like overly scoring. He doesn't need the ball. Siakam's in the mid-range all day doing his thing. Turner's got his own style. And the guys who come off the bench, I feel like they know their role. I think that like a guy, Mathurin, like today, he could score the ball, obviously. He went out and got it today, but like no two guys are like carbon copies. And sometimes, again, with the top heavy, it's too many guys have the same game.
Yeah.
And like if you have 8 to 9 guys who literally fill their role and embrace it and notice that, like, hey, you have game, I have game. It's not about who's going to be, pissing contest on our team. It's like, how are we going to work together to get these other 2 through 9 and get on the same page and then go out and possibly win a chip? Like almost kind of like that Dallas team with Dirk. Dirk was a superstar, obviously, but like everybody else kind of filled their role perfectly, and they beat the top heavy, similar game team to a certain extent. So I don't know. Sometimes I think that's overlooked.
Yeah. So first half, Pacers bench outscored OKC's bench 30-11, 49-18 for the entire game.
That's a lot.
They
almost had, roughly 50 of the. What was the final score? Was it
107-116? Or am I supposed to say 116-107? Winner first, whatever.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Almost half of their points. I mean, 40-something, high 40%, percent rate of their bench.
Oh yeah.
That's a huge sigh of relief too when your starters aren't rushed to come back. They're playing well, even though the game was pretty much, pretty close. But yeah,
it was pretty competitive the entirety of the game. I think the Pacers really ran away with it in the fourth.
Yeah.
That's where they really made the difference. Outscored them 32-18.
Yeah.
And
even some of those were free throws at the end.
Yeah.
They really weren't scoring that great with 3-4 minutes left. It was like at 13 or something. It wasn't, you're not going to win a finals game scoring that in the fourth quarter.
Yeah. 67 points from the Pacers starters to 49 off their bench. That's a good mix of offense.
Yeah.
I gotta say, I said it last time we had the pod, or 2 pods ago. Man, I'm losing track of how many podcasts we're doing, Justin. That's a good problem to have.
Yeah. Finals, baby.
And I'm really, admittedly, kind of wishy-washy on this whole thing. When we did our reactions after game 1, I was like, are the Pacers for real? And then after game 2, I was like, yep, this is exactly what I expected. OKC in 5.
And now
we got game 3 in the books. The Pacers actually blow it up, and now they're up 2-1. That 6-game series, though, that might
still possible. I mean, yeah, it's leaning more towards 7 now. OKC can still do the prediction of winning the next 3, but that seems like Everest right now. Can't be done, but we'll see. Their response in game 4 is going to be huge because, I mean, to be honest, they would have to come out and have a decisive win for us to feel that it wouldn't go 7. If it's even 7 points, 5, go ahead.
Let's do some odds. Let's see what Vegas has to say.
Pesci
actually FanDuel. Yeah, Pesci. Casino, baby.
Yeah.
OKC is still favored to win, -235.
Wow.
Indiana, +194. NBA Finals MVP, Shea is still favored to win, -240. But Tyrese Halliburton, +270.
I mean, he had the game winner in game 1, but the first 2 games were Padesh compared to like tonight.
Yeah, he was averaging 15.5 in the first 2 games. In this game, he had 22.
But it's those dimes. He had 11 or 10. I think he had 11. And then 9 boards.
Yep. He almost had a triple-double. 22 points, 11 dimes, 9 boards, 2 steals, 1 block.
And it's crazy to think
all over the place.
He has he drops 20 or 21, whatever. It's what you look at it and you're like, okay, 2 or 3 baskets more than his average the first 2 games, but it's not that simple. Like that could be just going by. I'm going just by numbers, but like when you see the difference of his aggression, his assist numbers go up, and just the style of play, like game 3, it's way more than just that 5 to 6 points difference. You know what I mean? But it could look like on the surface, like that's not a big, that's nothing. It's only a few baskets here or there. But it's like, no, it's the whole, it's like what his style when he's aggressive, how it affects the whole game as opposed to pedestrian style, It's pretty crazy to see that.
Also note, Pascal Siakam, +1,000 to win the MVP. He's had a solid game every game this series, it seems. I don't have his series stats in front of me, but I feel like he's been doing a solid job. He's a dark horse.
7, if it goes like 7 and he has a steady game 1 through 7 on average than everybody else, then I could see that maybe happening.
I could see it happening. So speaking of 7, the 7-game series is now favored to be the outcome.
Wow.
Yeah, +104.
Wow.
The odds.
So that's what
6 games, 6-game series, +110.
Wow.
So it just edged out. 7 games just edged out 6. And 5 games, let's just say Indiana goes on this miraculous,
Destiny
unthinkable 4-game to 1 win.
Yeah.
+980.
Fucking summer mosquitoes, bro.
Just keep buzzing and biting away, sucking at my blood.
Hey, get that spray. Spray him down, buddy. Spray him down. There you go. There you go. Spray those little shits.
It's all right. You can call them fuckers. That's funny. You sounded like you had to reel back in the F-bomb. So you could just call them little shits. It's okay, Justin. I won't judge you for
this is
cursing.
I'm just trying to watch my sailor voice. I want to slip out once in a while, not just be on 3 a.m. at the bar.
Yeah, well, she doesn't like it when it slips out. So,
oh.
All right. So, how are you feeling this? I mean, I just read you the odds, but like realistically, from a basketball vibe sense, how many games are we thinking? And are we leaning more towards the Pacers doing the unthinkable?
I'm more open to 7 for sure. And I feel like that's just off of the Pacers feel like, and kind of set the tone that it's like, nah, we're not as underdog as you thought we were. This was not a cakewalk. And I think that OKC is kind of like, they got to be realized, and not that they ever downplayed them anyway, but sometimes when everybody is telling you that you're the man, you're going to beat the shit out of them and da-da-da-da. And, most of the time, from an eyeball test, that works, but not this time. And it's kind of, Pacers are showing it like, hey, it kind of put the tone out there like, we keep this run going and we keep playing like this, then we're going 7. I still lean to OKC having more home games at the end of this and being able to have that game 7 at home. I think that the home team, obviously on both teams, role players play better at home. And if it gets to game 7, I would give OKC the slight edge there. But I definitely would not. I mean, I would think that it's going to roll that way now, just based off of playing this team. And now it's starting to get interesting, like the defensive matchups are going to get things start to change now. It's the chess part of it. And I think that they both kind of felt each other out. Like it's the first few rounds where it's like, oh, okay, these dudes could hit. Oh, shit. We may be losing 4 out of 6 rounds right now, or whatever it is. So, yeah, I definitely see it going 7. And I still would lean towards the OKC at the end of the day. I think that they'll respond. So we'll see, though. It is getting spicy.
I think they will. I think, Indiana's a tough place to play in.
Yeah.
The field
people
house,
have nothing going on out there.
Nothing. And they get loud. They get obnoxious. They get on your nerves. And
it's that college atmosphere. Yeah.
Yeah, kind of. I guess, I'd liken it to that too. But, I think OKC has done a pretty good job this postseason of, and there's my wife in the background coming into, yeah. She had to get her water cup.
Water's important.
Stay hydrated. Yeah.
Yes. Yep.
So OKC's done a relatively good job of adjusting following bad losses. So they had that 140-point loss in the Western Conference Finals. I think.
Yeah, Timberwolves.
Yeah, and and I was, boisterous about that was unacceptable, but they came back and adjusted and blew the Timberwolves out after that. And I think they underestimated Indiana in game 1 and let them come back too easily, and they adjusted for game 2. Now they're dealing with having to go to Indiana again, a really tough place to play, and maybe they got the best of them. I don't know. I'm speculating there, but again, if it's a tough place to play, that's going to get on your nerves. And if ball, that's real.
Yeah.
But given that they've experienced it now and they can go back to the chalkboard or the whiteboard or whatever it is now, the iPad, and really reorganize and try to adjust to what they need to do, I think they'll be back in game 4 and even the series at 2.
Yeah.
Or I could be completely fucking wrong.
Dude,
and
if they go down,
Indiana is the David to OKC's Goliath, and they're just going to be written about for years.
This is a basketball god's outcome. These dudes. And it just shows you resilience, right? Like the human condition, I guess, is like, it's real. I mean, especially like them. Everybody has that rallying cry, right? When you're the underdog, it's like, yeah, it's us against the world. And I mean, most teams feel that, but the team that really busts all the way through all that and comes out on top is, it gets something to. I mean, you don't see it all the time. So if that did happen this year, I would feel like this is one of those, one of those destiny years. Like there's going to be Destiny's Child now. They're going to put them on the album cover for a T-shirt, and I'll have Halliburton be Beyonce. Let's see, how can be Kelly Rowland. Who cares? They're if they win it all, this is destiny. We've been talking about this. It was meant for that. Like there would have been, you could have had the Monstars on the other side. Like at this, if they end up pulling this whole thing off, it's going to be, I don't know. It's going to be like, damn, you're going to use this for years to tell your kids like, hey, everybody thinks they're OKC right now. We're the Pacers. Let's go shut everybody's ass up. It's going to be,
that's what it's looking like.
It's crazy though. If that's the outcome, and especially if it does go 7 games and the Pacers win, you can literally, that last 5 minutes of the first game it dictated the whole series. At the end of the day, if it goes 7 games and the Pacers sneak it out, OKC, that's got to be one of the hardest pills to swallow in a sports ever, to lose the game the way they did game 1, to set the tone off. You still get to game 7, but then you lose the game 7. You got to look at that game 1 like, fuck.
Yeah.
It was literally, and it's crazy that coaches always tell people, it's like, man, sometimes it could be a 30-second spot, a minute in a game, 2 minutes, 3 minutes, whatever. And for it to be that small of a window of 5 minutes to essentially determine a series is like, fuck, every second counts.
Question for you. Crazy. Worst game 1 loss? Eastern Conference Finals game 1 or NBA Finals game 1?
Well, you got to go Finals game 1 because I think it's just the stakes are a little higher.
Yeah, more on the line.
Yeah.
But which one kicks you in the dick harder?
Finals though, because you still got right there. You're right there. I know how you feel, and I know I'm with you.
Okay, so I feel like that got kicked in the weenie.
Oh, by a donkey. Yeah. Oh yeah, 2 legs.
Oh gosh, this is awful. I think I'm just going through this NBA Finals.
It's like a little therapy session.
Absolutely hating basketball simply because the Indiana Pacers are doing well. Like,
there's a silver lining somewhere.
This is the Knicks' biggest rival. Arguably over the last X amount of years, and they're doing. It's irritating me to no end about how this team, which is the underdog in every single series, is somehow proving everybody wrong. And okay, so I'm frustrated and just like David Rose, Schitt's Creek, ill, but but at the same time, I'm like, holy fuck, man, these guys are fucking good. And again, if you know ball, you see them play, you're like, holy shit, they really got it together.
Yeah.
Like no matter what anybody says, they got guys, they know how to move without the ball. They have guys who could create their own shot. They're unselfish.
Yeah.
Like Halliburton is the stud on that team, but he is, by far and away like one of the most unselfish guards in this league.
Yeah.
So yeah, they've got all the right pieces to be a dominant team, and why people keep picking against them is beyond me, other than like the reasons I have, and I just don't like them. Like I just don't like them because of my fandom. That's it.
I think people aren't picking them because they don't have that household name. Even Halliburton as their number one is, except for the playoff. Now, obviously, this year's playoffs, he's kind of came on the map on the scene. But to like your average basketball guy who doesn't watch League Pass, they're like, yeah, they've heard of Halliburton. They know he's got some potential in some game.
Yeah.
But to think like, I mean, they're looking at the guy in the Olympics. He didn't play. How is he going to lead a team to a chip in the NBA, the toughest league in the world? And you're like, that's why I think automatically it's that perception, but it's not. It's, dude, 1 through 9, 1 through 10, and everybody fits their role. And he's the orchestrator. He doesn't have to be as good as Jalen Brunson or as more talent, than Ant. He doesn't have that. He's working with what he got.
I think too, like these are small market teams, right? And nobody knows a whole lot about them. I don't think Indiana was on national TV very much at all this year. And that being the case, not a lot of people know about Hallie other than, the playoff performances. Like, nobody gives a shit about Indiana during the regular season, but they were a 50-win team. Like, they're pretty damn good, even if they're coming out of the East. They're pretty damn good. Now, who they beat this postseason? They beat Milwaukee. Granted, Milwaukee was beaten
walking wounded.
Walking wounded. Damian Lillard out for the season next year, or most of the season. Yeah. And then they take on a Cavs team that was heavily favored, best record in the East, beat them 4-1. Yeah. And then they take on an unexpected Knicks team, and in certain instances, absolutely owned them. Yeah. And now they're in the NBA Finals, a place again nobody expected them to be. Against the Bucks, underdog. Against Cavs, underdog. Against the Knicks, even underdog.
Dude, house money. They're playing with house money.
Serious. They're betting on themselves and they're winning. Literally winning. So
and they're like that though. Like if every time you're going, there's got to get to a point where you're like, nah, your confidence must be crazy to think like I've already been this first round, second round, third round. We're in the final. Every round, people have been like, nah, you ain't gonna win. You guys suck. You're not that good. And for them to keep doing it, it's almost where they're at this, like, I don't know exact term of unwarranted confidence, but it's warranted, right?
Irrational confidence.
Irrational, but it's like, they deserve to have a lot, and now they have this like, oh, we're house money. Everybody, fuck. Now it doesn't matter. I could dude perfect some shit and it's going in. I really feel like
said that's Halliburton's shot. Like he dude perfects it every time.
And and then he's like that, like what an asshole.
Yeah. Did you see Reggie Miller at the game with his son?
Yeah, at the end getting photos and shit. Reggie's soaking it. Reggie
is soaking it up.
Oh God, are you kidding?
My
yes,
God, he's having his Spike Lee moment.
He's got the little one that it's the reflector thing that goes in front, so all the sun gets on you. He's like that right there on front row.
He's out there getting a tan.
He's literally getting a tan on the front row.
His son had a T-shirt on of him doing the choke sign.
I seen this. It wasn't even a Halliburton shirt. Yeah. Come on, man.
Oh man, he's not gonna have a Halliburton shirt. Reggie walked out of the house saying, "You goddamn right, you're wearing that shirt."
Yeah, his ego came in and started parenting. Bro, let it go. We know you were the man. Like, support this young man and wear his shirt. It's already an ode to you.
Listen, Reggie's support. I think Reggie's support. He's showing up. He's showing up front row. He's supporting this Pacer team. But he liked
it too. At the same time. Oh yeah. That attention is on the. Oh, hey, what's up? Didn't see you guys there. I was just getting my little tan on.
Yeah. You know what else was funny is Mark Jackson was there, and he was just like he was like that on front. No, he was up in a suite row. Yeah, but he was in a suite or something, and he just looked so unhappy. Like he was just standing there with a resting bitch face.
Would you want him as your head coach on the Knicks?
No,
your boy, Segundo Stephen A. I remember he was on he's done the novella sports program. He kept saying, first he was saying Lamar Jackson 3 times this morning. I swear he said Lamar Jackson. And then finally he said Mark Jackson at the end because he knew his ass said Lamar Jackson. I wish I find
Lamar, Mark, and given Stephen A's like accent and excitement, Mark Jackson.
Man, that's just dementia. I hope not for him. But anyway, that was an idea. I feel like he's blackballed for some reason. I feel like he's blackballed.
Too. Like he lost the job with Golden State and Steve Kerr came in.
And nobody's even blinked. I heard it was because he's very, very religious and that some like really religious and that some teams are turned off by like the not being religious, but I think that where they're afraid that religion or like that way may rub some players, off the wrong way. Like he may incorporate it maybe too much with coaching. I don't know. I've never seen it, or I don't know him personally like that. But it's weird that he's just doesn't even like get interviews.
Yeah, no.
You know?
The last thing I saw Mark Jackson doing was a television commercial for one of those bank cards.
He's with I thought he was doing it with Mace and Cam. He signed on to their a channel under their podcast where they have
another podcast.
Yeah, like there was supposed to be him and somebody else, but one of them, yeah. But I haven't seen it. I haven't seen clips of it. Maybe they only did one season and then it's just. But they had him on and they were talking about how much they was paying Mark. He was like, "Yeah, this is a good deal. Thanks, Cam." Crazy, man.
Okay, so I'm just reading a little bit about Mark Jackson. And I'm reading the always reliable Wikipedia. Everything is factual here. There's a section called extortion scandal.
Ooh.
So this might have something to do.
Do tell.
Okay. If you don't mind, in June 2012, Jackson revealed that he had been the target of an extortion threat based on an extramarital affair and nude photos taken in 2006. Ooh, spicy. Jackson said that he initially made payments of several thousands of dollars to a stripper and her accomplice to keep quiet about the affair and the photos. But when the alleged extortionists increased their demands, Jackson went to the FBI, and ultimately the alleged conspirators were named in felony criminal complaints. He said, "I recognize the extremely poor judgment that I use both in having an affair 6 years ago, including the embarrassing communication I exhibited during that time, and in attempting to deal with the extortion scheme at first by myself." So,
I mean, it doesn't feel as spicy to like ban him for life, but maybe they don't. Maybe because after that, maybe he became a man of God above. Yeah,
maybe. I mean, I don't know. We don't have any sources. Call up your friend of the show. See if he has any information.
You know what? I'm about to hop on the horn.
Hey, man.
You put the little do. Stay tuned.
Spill the tea. What do you know about Mark Jackson?
Yeah. Oh, man. I think he lived out here for a while, though. He was out in LA for a long time. People would see him at church and people we knew from boroughs. And so I always said he was a good dude, but I always wondered why,
people's experiences with other people are different for a number of reasons. You know, like my relationship with somebody might be different than your relationship from somebody. You might like them, I might hate them.
Yeah,
you know, it's always different.
It's all relative.
So are we still picking OKC, or are we?
I'm still sticking to my guns. Sorry. That was a Star Wars laser, not a real gun.
Hey, you know how I feel about Star Wars.
I like your guns because in Star Wars, them shit's a fucking barbecue steak right there. Boom, boom. You're just a piece of bacon. I'm down with that, but I won't eat it. Anywho,
you don't eat bacon?
Rest in peace, Grandma. Just for my grandma, you know. Unless it's turkey bacon, I'll fuck with it. But
wait, hold on. Wait,
I just don't particularly love. Oh,
let's sidebar here real quick. What is your thing against bacon? Like actual pork bacon?
I don't have. Okay, listen. Growing up, my Jewish grandparents who spent a lot of instructional time with me never ate it. So there was a time though when I would go to my dad's. Right, he didn't give a shit. He'd put.
Is your dad Jewish?
No, he converted to marry my mom, and then never. I mean, come on, guy. The guy wasn't going to Hebrew. He wasn't doing all that. He did that to marry mom. Know. Yeah, well, he did that. Married mom. Things were great. Woohoo! And anyway, divorced shortly after, and I would go to his house, and it would be pork chops. And I was like, well, I don't really eat this stuff. I never gained like a taste for it. Ham either. We didn't really eat it. He did. I never had a taste for it. So it was almost like it worked conveniently because it was like, hey, my Jewish grandparents, I don't want to stress their asses out. I don't want. So it was like I never mess with bacon, but give me on a sausage McMuffin and it's lights out with some ketchup. So There are times where I was skirting the line of my raised Jewishness, but like it was never really because I was that religious. It just kind of worked out where I didn't like ham. I didn't like necessarily pork. Bacon, yeah. Take me to a restaurant and we have some pancakes and scrambled eggs and hash browns and there's some bacon there. Yeah, man, I'm not gonna. Is it turkey? No, but if I'm at the crib, I want to, if grandma's watching me, I'm like, grandma's turkey. I love you. Don't worry. So at times I switch it up, But that's my Jewish eating class sidebar with Justin. Yeah.
Thank you for coming to my TED Talk about bacon.
So like eat what you want, but
I get it.
I don't mess with the swine.
Shit, because the swine is filthy. So I'm glad you mentioned the sausage McMuffin. I am a sausage McMuffin slut.
Have you had the McGriddle version?
I haven't had the McGriddle version. I don't like the sweetness.
Oh, Eric. Oh man.
No. I can't do the sweetness mixed with my.
It's not too much. It's a perfect. I'm telling you, it's a good amount when you got that little McGriddle. But you're right. I mean, the classic can't go wrong. Do you drown ketchup on it?
No, I just.
Oh, are you straight
English
up?
muffin, cheese, sausage, English muffin. Done.
Do you
That's what I eat.
Do you chase it down with the hash brown?
Sometimes.
Bro,
the hash browns are the hash browns from McDonald's are legit.
Yeah, you got to have the app because it'll give you a free one with any order.
Are you serious?
Oh yeah.
Oh shit. Okay.
Yeah, the McDonald's app is actually a good app.
Dude, I downloaded a bunch of food apps recently, and I started signing up for all these rewards. I'm going to do them. How do I not have McDonald's on here? I'm such an idiot.
One is.
It was. You know what?
It was probably my wife's.
It was probably my wife's fault because she hates McDonald's. She absolutely despises.
Not even ice cream.
Dude, she's pancake? Like, if I mention McDonald's, she immediately goes into judgy mode. And
I mean, I get like if you don't like the burger meat and you have a fight for that, I get it.
Everything.
Oh man, the pancakes are fire, Tab.
They do. They are fire.
Pancakes are fire.
Okay. Yes. But then I
discover
that she loves the hash browns.
Dude, yeah.
So every time I go get myself McDonald's breakfast and she's here, I come back with a hash brown for her.
There we go.
And so yeah, that's my thing with McDonald's. Thanks for sidebarring with me on that.
Hey, get the app. Yeah.
Okay, so we're still picking OKC, yeah.
I still think I'm not jumping that ship yet. I think that they're going to be able to correct it. They win game 4 and they come back and then they win at home. Now they're in the driver's seat. Then it's that, game 6. At least then I feel like they'll be playing with a little bit, got game 7 at home in case, but they're gonna, I don't know, it's starting to get interesting though, but I still got OKC.
It is getting more interesting. As someone who before this series was going into it saying, I'm not very interested in this. I just don't think these teams are going to do it for me. They're actually doing it for me. And I'm enjoying it. But I will say that I diverted from my basketball viewing experience and went towards the Stanley Cup Finals.
Yes, I got a note on game 3.
Yeah,
and your boys
4.
at ESPN. I'm pissed like you.
Why? What's going on?
So watching the highlight, and I remember the first round, the damn Kings lost to the Oilers, right? So I was always like, God, I'm seeing it. I'm like, that could have been us. So anyways, I'm watching the highlight. They show the highlight. They go through, 6-1 or something. They got their ass kicked, the Oilers. But then I see the highlight. It's like a minute, 2 minutes, and then that's it. They go to something else. So I'm on a commercial in between shows, and I'm scrolling, and I see, I guess it was on X, Twitter, whatever. There was a crazy fight with like 5 dudes. Yeah, 5 dudes were in pairs.
Brawled.
Yes.
Brawled.
And ESPN showed none of it. I watched the damn highlight and I saw no fighting.
I'm telling you.
0 fighting. And then
ESPN and Mickey Mouse are fucking up our viewing experience.
I couldn't believe it.
It didn't just stop at basketball. They're fucking up. They're not covering the thing about hockey that a lot of hockey people like.
Isn't that what like one of the pillars of hockey is hey, they allow these guys to fight.
Fuck
These
yeah.
guys are out there fighting. We wait till they're on the ground and then we pick them up. They've been doing this forever.
Yeah.
And to see a highlight and man, none. And then when I saw online, I was like, "Are you kidding me?" There was 6 different dudes. I swear it was like a dance combo. Like if you looked at it from far away, there was like 2 guys here, 2 guys there, 2 guys there. Oh, these 2 guys are over here, and everybody's brawling. And I saw none of that from the ESPN highlight on SportsCenter, but I scrolled down and somebody on X, one of these, actually it's where I get a lot more sports information because there's just so many, journalists and people you follow where you get a good 360 of a game or of whatever. And it's like, I thought we were supposed to get most of the 360 of stuff from the sports leader, but
yeah.
I guess it's the sports.
The worldwide leader. The worldwide leader. I used to watch ESPN religiously, man. Like, especially
you like watching
college.
Sports too.
Yeah,
you want to see all the highlights.
In college, I was even watching the middle of the day shows when I didn't have class. So I was like, you kidding me? Around the Horn was on.
Yeah,
sign me up. Pardon the interruption. Sign me up.
Yeah,
but of late, like we're just leaning into Stephen A. Smith screaming into the camera about some shit just because it's getting fed lines by a producer in his ear. Like I can't stand. And then Perk, like I can't do this, man. I can't do this.
I just don't like the absolutes. Like when they speak in absolutes about players is what kills me. It's like, you are a player. Were you already absoluted? And like I don't know. I hate just in general when people speak in absolutes, but yeah, I was ESPN. Like, what are we doing? I like hockey on the out. It's playoffs. I'll watch. I caught myself during earlier rounds of the playoffs watching it at home, and you're like, damn, this shit is intense. It was awesome. And then I rely on my highlights. You want to see all the highlights. I hate the highlights that I understand there's speed through highlights that are like, hey, we have 3 minutes left in the show. Let me run through these baseball scores real quick for you. But then, man, we're at the top of the damn show, and you're talking about NHL hockey playoffs, World Cup, whatever the hell it's called, Stanley
Cup Finals.
And I'm like, are we talking about a Stanley, like a red cup? Because that's what the highlights I got was a little plastic red cup version.
ESPN is treating the Stanley Cup like a silo cup.
Yeah. What are we doing?
What are we doing?
The fight was awesome too, because you get so pumped up sometimes watching it. And I was like, wait a minute, you assholes deprived me of this. That was a hockey fight. Like a lot of times it's 1-on-1. You don't really see like 2, 3, 4, 5 of your teammates. I mean, it was one of those like, yeah, it's time to set. It was set the tone type shit. They were getting their ass whooped too, so it was like someone was gonna give.
My cat is back, by the way.
Dude, that's a radio cat. I'm telling you, his past life.
Go ahead. His name is Nugget, and
Nuggets.
Because when he was born, he looked like a little nugget. And he's just being an agent of chaos right now on my desk.
Oh, I can just see his tail. Look at him.
Yeah, he's just tails whipping around.
Yeah, that's when they try to put their, mark you with their scent. So no other bitch is trying to hit up on you.
I got too many bitches, man. Sorry.
I got too many bitches, man.
I just recorded that. So the other thing what I love about hockey is just the appreciation of the dysfunction. Like, yeah, fights are very much a very big part of hockey. Just 2 dudes throwing off the gloves.
Man.
Left hand holding each other, strong hand just punching the shit out of each other.
Yeah, those grabbing a jersey
over their heads.
Yeah,
like all that stuff. And then like at the end of game 3, Edmonton won, or I'm sorry, Florida won, and fans started throwing plastic rats onto the ice. It was just like from an outsider's perspective, you're like, what the fuck is going on here? But I'm like, I'm into it. I'm fucking into it. Like this week, I just had a moment where I'm like, you know what? I just love sports. Like I love sports. Give me any kind of competitive sport right now, and I will sit my ass on my couch and I will watch that shit. I watched the Paris Open final this past weekend at Roland Garros.
Oh wow.
It was there. Alcaraz is the guy who won. He beat Sinner. He was an underdog. He was basically the Pacers, and Sinner was OKC.
Wow.
And that it was like a 5.5 hour match, and the guy gutted it out. Like, it was just great to watch. And then, I think earlier this week I was watching Yankees versus Royals, and I'm not even a baseball guy, but I'm like, hey, Aaron Judge is probably going to play and could potentially hit a home run. I want to see him smack the shit out of the ball. Like, it's just sports and sportsing.
But it's hard too, because now we're in summer, so we just got baseball to the big major ones, because football, basketball,
of the major ones, yeah. But I'm like I said, I watched Roland Garros. I was watching Roland Garros. Like, this is some shit that I would love. And of course, my degenerate ass was looking up the odds for who was gonna win the men's final. Like, hey, come on, what a piece of shit.
No, man, you gotta see the the opportunities for the monetary element.
Well, yeah, I mean, that's why I like it. Yeah. I'm like, okay, like, how much money can I put down on this and potentially come away with something? Let's do this. Like, that's what I enjoy. Yeah. So, but anyway, couple of NBA notes, man. Let's bring up my Knicks again.
Whoo, courtship's a bitch.
They went to Minnesota, asked them, hey, can we talk to Chris Finch? Denied. They went to Houston. They asked, hey, can we talk to Ime Udoka? Denied. They went to Dallas, and they asked if they could speak to Jason Kidd. Guess what?
Yeah.
Denied.
Yeah. These poor guys.
They can't talk to anybody. They can't talk to anybody. They also went down to Atlanta. They tried
Quinn Snyder.
They tried to talk to Quinn Snyder, and Atlanta said, nope. Denied.
And Quinn Snyder, too, is a underrated coach, man. He would fit in New York, too. He's got that he kind of reminds me of not Boston George, but when he played, oh my gosh, what was it? Black Sunday? No. Whitey Bulger. He looks like when God, that movie. I think it was
the one with Jack Nicholson.
Yeah, but who was it? Was Johnny Depp?
Yeah.
Yeah. Was Whitey Bulger. He kind of looks like a young Whitey Bulger to me.
Yeah, that's kind of scary.
Watch, I'm gonna look for it so I could throw it up on the Twitter, like, hey, check this out. That's who we're talking about. Don't tell me it doesn't look like him. But anyway, they do need a coach.
They do need a coach, and as of right now, crazy. They're not being. Okay. So Shams Charania, NBA reporter for ESPN, has been all over this. He's the one that's basically been reporting, hey, the Knicks asked to speak to this coach, and they got told no for every one of them. Fun fact about the Quinn Snyder report. He said the Knicks have requested permission to speak with Atlanta Hawks head coach Quinn Snyder, but were firmly denied, sources tell ESPN. And then in the replies, Trae Young said, hell nah, with a laughing emoji.
Wow. And I heard he might be on the block, which is...
He's always on the block.
This is true, too.
People have talked about him, like, great stats and not a good team guy. Like, he's...
I don't know. I think he would be... If he was in the right... I think he gets a lot of hate.
He does get a lot of hate. He's another guy I don't like because
warranted.
He pissed on New York for the last few years, too.
And that guy, didn't he lead the league last year in assists or even maybe this year? I mean, he's averaging 20 and 10.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't understand. I mean, I think if you, again...
It was Trae led the league in assists this year.
Again, see? And like, can't get an all-star sniff?
11.6.
It just gets pushed to the side. Like, I don't know. The hate on him is a little drastic for me. I think if he's in situations mean stuff in the NBA. I mean, come on. he's in the right situation. He has another. He needs to play with the star next to him, who's like a big stretch kind of guy, so they could use the floor together. But man, I don't know. I wish that they would build something around him, or he can go somewhere. Because
I wish that he would shave his head.
This is true too.
Because that bird's nest on top of his head is not looking good.
Yeah, someone says it looks like a Tootsie Pop, and then they like rolled it around in some yarn and
some
then
hair, like dog hair. Dropped it on the floor. Your dog rolled on it.
Just do it, Trey. Do it,
man.
bro.
It looks good.
Look at you could do that too and pretend that when you used to have it. Yeah, fuck yeah, beach bodies. Look at these guys. Trey.
All right. So my Knicks coaching fiasco is both frustrating, embarrassing, and honestly kind of laughable. Because
we have time. You got a little time.
Yeah, we got all fucking summer.
But I think before
training camp's not going to start until forever. So,
do you think you want a head coach's opinion on your draft situation, or let the front office do all that? Because I heard that's what Sean said. There's going to be a lot of movement. He thinks KD's going to go around this time. Giannis he doesn't think he's on his own timetable.
So Giannis is now leaning towards staying in Milwaukee, from what I've seen, and KD and his people have had frequent talks with New York people. So the possibility of that trade happening is now greater than before.
Well, I heard San Antonio
too.
And if he goes to San Antonio, to me, that's dangerous. You have Wemby, young as shit. You got Steven Castle, just won. If they don't have to trade for him, he'll still be there. Who's their point guard again? From the Kings that they traded. Fox. They traded him too. Yeah. Fox is there. And then you had KD. That for KD or the Rockets too. He said he wanted to play with Şengün and Ahmed Thompson. Yeah. And if they traded away some of those other guys and was able to get him there, jeez. Hopefully Tari would be able to stay on the Rockets too. That'd be sick. Crazy, bro. It'd be a lot of movement.
It's going to be an interesting summer. People with big names are going to be making some moves.
Yeah.
They're going to start renting out their houses.
Yep.
Speaking of Wemby, it looks like he's in season 4 of White Lotus and going to a resort. No, he's going to a Buddhist monk temple and
Land of Domination.
And he's just finding himself or something with a shaved head.
Let this bro do his. He's what, 20?
No,
21?
I'm not judging. No, I'm like, hey, good for you, but it was like so out of left field, like
maybe.
Did you, by the way,
tap into the meditation and that side? Yeah.
Did you watch White Lotus, or do you watch White Lotus?
I need to start from 1 because I was browsing through and I was watching some of and I was like, ooh, that looked pretty interesting.
It's good.
I got to start from 1. It's on HBO, right?
It's on HBO, yes. So
I got to start from 1.
Definitely recommend. Let me know when you start watching it. I need to check in with you as you're getting more into it, so I can get reaction.
They're on 3 now or 2?
They just finished 3.
Oh shit! Okay,
so let me set this up for you real quick.
I got to catch up a little bit.
A lot of people who listen probably already seen the show, so spoilers ahead if you haven't. But in season 3, one of the kids, that's part of like a rich family, she's like, "Oh, I want to go stay at a Shaolin temple and live here and spend like a year here."
Oh my god!
Like, oh my god, her name is Piper. Okay, and she's from a wealthy family.
You're gonna say Dakota?
No, her name is Piper. Ratliff. Yeah,
this is
Piper
awesome.
Ratliff. And her mother is played by a woman named Parker Posey, great actress, and she just this over the top North Carolina accent. Oh. She's like, Buddhist monks. Piper now. And it was like the meme.
That's so funny.
It was like the meme of 2025. Oh, like as this show was going on, people kept saying, Piper, no. Buddhism. I can't find my lorazepam.
That sounds like the guy from Family Guy.
Which one?
That voice. Hey, yeah, that voice that you just did. My buddy does it.
The old man, the creepy old man.
Yeah, he's like that old perv.
Oh yeah,
He's like the pervert.
Hey, boy.
Yeah, her accent kind of sounds like that.
That's funny.
Son of a bitch.
Papa,
no.
Papa, no. Yeah, we're totally past when that was funny, but like the fact that you're hearing it now for the first time,
damn it. Yeah.
Hey, enjoy it. But seriously, watch that show. So as Piper is going to the Shaolin temple or the Buddhist temple, like she's just experiencing it all and just like realizing that like maybe it's not for her. And I'm wondering if Wemby is experiencing the same thing right now. They had him shave his head. He sticks out like a sore thumb because
is
they're
he
all
staying
like,
there, or is it just like a little visit?
There. I mean, he's staying there right now. Like he's there.
I mean, is this like a week vacation to work on self?
I don't know.
Or is this his new residence?
I don't know. Like a very small percentage of me feels like Wemby went to China, is at the temple, and is not coming back.
No, not Brittany Griner in Russia.
You know what Wemby's mom is gonna say? Wemby, no.
Wemby, no. That's funny. I hope he's doing it for like some sort of mental unlock, to unlock some sort of meditation or a way that he can kind of
I think that's what
separate
it is.
himself,
I haven't read enough about him. I was just seeing a couple of clips online and like people just kind of chirping about it. And I'm like, what is going on? This is another White Lotus season.
That is funny though.
Wemby going, Wemby, no. All right. Here's another thing that I saw online. And we talked about this before. Luka lifting 720 pounds on the belt squats. Your instant reaction. Go.
First of all, light work. And what have I been saying since jump? This is why we're calling me Cleo now. And I said, call me now. It's because call me now. Listen, I was telling you guys when we got the trade, it wasn't for this season. It's an emotion, a lot of baggage, right? If you're at a job, at a place, with a relationship, wherever, and they're just glazing you 24/7, right? You feel like, hey, this is my home. I'm not going nowhere. The chips fall wherever they may. This is where I'm going to stay. All of a sudden, you get the grumpy, whatever. You're gone. So there was a lot of stuff that I knew, shit he had to go through, and I knew it. It was just going to take a little time. Let Braun and the rest of these, actually, I don't even think it was any of them. I think it's all internal. And he's like, I need to get in better shape if I want to be like where I need to be. I'm out of the funk. I got traded. I'm in LA. This is where I'm at now. Like, it's time to fucking get to work. And I think that's what he's doing. So for a Laker fan, hell yeah. This dude, without a little, and I'm guilty because I've always said, I got my concrete muscles and I got a little whale fat on top. Right. And that's, so you can take those little punctures. And if somebody tried to stab me, the little fat would do its job. And then it hits the concrete. But right now, to be honest, though, I like what Luka's doing now. I want it to be all like right there. No baby oil needed. Right. Just shredded.
So he's not calling Diddy at all.
Oh, for sure. No oils. OK, Luka, stay off the oils. Thank God homie's in court right now with his nasty ass. But anyways, I'm excited to see, because like we've been saying, if Luka was in top tier shape, who's fucking stopping him? And I know everybody's going to say, he plays no D. Awesome. Now his ass is going to be in shape with a little bit of effort. I'll work with that all day. He doesn't have to be fucking Lou Dort. He doesn't have to be a defensive player of the year. If he's got effort and now he's not dragging around an extra 15 pounds of the whale fat, and now he's all fucking chiseled up like a walnut, bro, I'm excited. I told you, just a little human motivation. He's comfy now. LA took him in. It's okay. It's okay, Luka. We're here for you, bro. Está bien. Sure enough, now look. My guy's eating vegetables. He's eating plants like he's a fucking herbivore and he's a dinosaur and he's over here lifting weights. Bro, watch out. Told you guys now. Once we start winning and start kicking ass, I'm really going to be talking crazy. So I told you guys, this year wasn't for us.
You don't already talk crazy?
but it's a heavy on factual evidence, right? I watched Forensic Files in the 90s, Erik.
Okay, Justin.
My shit is ready to go. I'm ready to take somebody to court right now. I got all my evidence lined up.
All right.
So anyway,
well,
pretty good. How do you feel? It's a question.
It's NBA propaganda season.
Oh man, here we go. Poor guy. These pictures ain't fake. They ain't Photoshop.
I'm not saying
you don't
they're
work for the
fake.
Trump administration. These are real
I'm
photos.
not saying it's AI. I'm not saying it's made up. I'm certain that Luka was in the gym and squatting some shit. But
For sure.
I think too many people get carried away with seeing something like that and then automatically thinking that that's their regular routine. They're definitely getting in shape and it's going to be a game changer. Watch out, Luka, next season. Like, it could just be like, hey, I'm going to try lifting on the squat thing. Okay, did it once, never do it again. Like, that's what it might actually be. And honestly, it probably is. Like,
no. He's getting in the habit.
And it's the same thing as the hype videos of guys, like, you know, with all their highlights. Like, the highlight reel looks exactly like that. Like, this is how they play all the time. Oh man, this guy must be unstoppable. No, he's got a bunch of flaws in his game. Same thing with these.
You would watch Jay Will all the time. He's top 10 optically ever. Top 10 optic list.
Top 10 optically?
Optically. I told you about this list. It's not going to be your top, your best players.
We'll have to have another episode. We'll have to have another episode where we rank the top 10 optically
Jay Will
good.
Slander. Yeah, no Jay Will slander.
Lots of holes in his game too. You know that. know that.
No, his defense, but his offense was straight.
His defense.
It was nice. But who else plays defense and plays offense that good? There's very few guys who can do both. Yeah, KD's not a point guard either. And KD didn't,
I think we're talking about positionless NBA now.
Hey, Jay Will deserves his highlights.
I just don't think that one video of Luka doing belt squats.
You don't have to believe, baby.
Is an indication that he's in the gym all summer and going to be a beast come next season.
I'm not saying he's Mr. Fitness Universe pageant. Like, I didn't
say you're saying that.
Okay. I'm not saying right. You're right. Because in the summertime, guys want to get in shape. And then sometimes it doesn't translate to training camp. Where you're like, you got in shape in the beginning of summer and then you're not in shape in training camp. I'm thinking if he's starting this early, it's to get the reps in. That it's like, this isn't going to be, oh my God, I don't want to work out. He's going to start to feel what it feels like. And this is a good start. I'm being super half full on this one. Because if he wasn't in the gym.
Super half full. So 3/4 of the way full? 2/3 of the way full?
It's almost overflowing.
Wow.
I'm not going to look at him if he wasn't. If I didn't see anything, I would be like, my man is over here stuck in his home theater, sucking down popsicle. Oh, that's pause. Ice cream, chips, whatever, and he's just vegging out.
Do you sit in front of the home theater and suck down popsicles, Jay?
I was gonna say ice cream, and then popsicles came in. It's summer. I don't know. I can't
slip.
I just can't. No,
just everywhere sit there watching silk stockings.
Silk stocking,
just sucking on your lollipop.
Ice cream. I meant all the fattening foods and okay. Well, we know we made this generation got me. I can't even speak off the cuff. I have to watch what I say or say pause. I can't say bang him in the post because then it's
when a dude is banging you. You know when he's banging you. I love it.
Basketball terms. All right. Well, the fact is, team fitness. Here we come. Luka, gonna be a trainer. He's gonna be doing fucking hot yoga online in a minute. Gonna be doing cycling classes, and I'm there.
You're there. You're gonna be
like Lloyd and Dumb and Dumber, baby. I'm right behind him. We're there, right there.
Yeah. Hey man, that's all I.
We're smart and smarter. That's what we are.
Yeah, let's keep telling ourselves that.
Hey, perception's half the rule, baby.
Top 10 optically.
Yes.
Amusing podcast.
Hey, you tell me your top 10 of your favorite optically, like to watch the game, play basketball is going to be different than your top 10 all time or 20, whatever. It's gonna be different. Some guys might
mean,
mix.
yeah.
Obviously, Michael Jordan is gonna be in there, probably number one, regardless, because optically, that guy was like watching a space alien.
You know who was a good optics guy? Robert
Who?
Pack. Remember Robert Pack?
And he was little and dunking on dudes
Fucking
for the
slamming
Nuggets.
on them. Yeah.
Yeah. Hmm?
Yeah, I think he was on that 94 Nuggets team that beat the Sonics at number 1.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Robert Pack is a good entry. See?
Yeah.
Shit's
okay,
fun.
we're gonna have a NBA optic draft. So we'll have a bunch of dudes on the board, and each of us has to draft our side, and then we'll have a back and forth snake draft on one of these pods. Sound good?
Yes.
All right, we're gonna do that this summer since we're gonna be out of basketball content to talk about. We need to make shit
up.
A
couple more weeks, and then
So, all right. So that's all I got, man. Anybody you want to shout out on the pod this week?
No, I mean it's only been a couple days, so ain't nobody popped up yet, you know. No, again, shout out to people being in the streets. Just be safe, please.
Yeah, try not to get yourself killed or deported.
Let's think as a group, and we got to be strategic nowadays. That's what if the people all got into the same page, shit would be crazy. Shit would be great, or at least more towards what everybody kind of wants. So louder together than like in 900 different groups arguing.
Yeah.
United we stand, divided we fall.
That's true.
So
and there's been too much division lately.
Yeah. Because it's a game now with social media and news and corporate, corporate media and news. Like it's a game. It's crazy, and we're all. But it's the bad part is like, we're the ones being fucked. Like the normal people, the masses kind of thing. Is like we're the ones who are getting the ass end of it, and like, but then a bunch of us in this same group are so worked up, and it's like, bro, everybody's getting played. We're all getting played. It's a small group that's winning this thing, But whatever.
Yeah. And
like, try to find your happiness.
We're not in that group. We are definitely not in that group.
Try to find your happiness where you can.
I find my happiness being a talking head with my buddy from high school to talk about sports. That's where I find my happiness.
I don't know the words. That was cool.
Yeah.
We should start a band.
Party on. Excellent.
Great movie.
Yeah, really is. All right, man. We're going to get out of here. Where can people follow you?
At justwater_ t-shirts and reverse engineered, also separate account. Check it. All the same umbrella.
So many Twitter, so many Instagram accounts. I can't keep track of you. I don't even know what to tag you in anymore.
Justin Waters t-shirts is just what that's the okay. Just you'll see. I'm gonna tag my name all over your post, pal. People know who I am.
Do it. Feel free. I don't give a shit.
Yeah. All right. I'm gonna do like I'm talking to myself. Like, what is it? Who's this guy talking to? He's like, oh, he's talking to himself. All on your page. Nobody responds.
All right. Speaking of following, follow Staches and Glasses.
Do that.
Been a little bit more active on more than Instagram lately. We're on Facebook. We're on TikTok. We're on YouTube. This podcast, obviously, if you're watching it, is on YouTube. We also got a bunch of YouTube shorts that we're active on. Love hearing your feedback there, even if you say my take is absolute shit, like one recent commenter on TikTok told me. Wow. It's all good. I'll like it and I'll LOL it. So feel free
you gotta give him that thumbs
up, buddy. Thumbs up. Follow Staches Glasses Pod or Stache Glass Pod for all of your Staches and Glasses musings. Jay Watts, until the next time, which is probably going to be this weekend, I'll hit you up, let you know, and you'll let me know if we can do the pod. And we'll do the damn thing again.
For sure.
Until the next time, man. Thanks for coming on.
Yes, sir. Thank you.